topic like, but we have not talked in detail ki what all we'll ask you or how this conversation will go. So Divya is here to introduce the topic and introduce all of us and the
Okay.
whole series.
Yeah,
Okay,
interesting,
hello, hello.
interesting. Hi.
Hi, Mayur. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. So I'm quickly going to give you a little, again, only a sneak peek into what is lying ahead of you today, and I want you to then explore everything as we go along. Okay, so this 30-35 minutes that we'd be here, we would be talking about your journey, but not in the traditional way that we have been doing. Jerry and I have picked up something very interesting from your journey that we both are well aware of, and anyone in your closed community uh, is aware of. Okay, so we are gonna be pulling your legs on that, and maybe also understanding your journey around how you overcame all of those things. Okay, so there are just gonna be 2-3 questions. Post which would be having questions from the audience, and then we have a game planned for you. Okay, and yeah, so this is going to be like a super cool thing that's happening, and for everyone who is tuned in, I want all of you to stay till the end because we're going to make an announcement for every one of you who loves communities. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
looks very
so
interesting.
thank you.
Yeah, and just keep it as casual as possible because this is
Yeah.
not any formal kind of a forum wherein wherein you need to be all serious and sharing all serious stuff. It's just like for us being creators and whoever is an aspiring budding creator out there, how it's like to be a creator and what all are the challenges and what all are the good things that you'll see in a creator life. It's just like that experience.
Okay, cool,
True.
cool. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll quickly give a one-liner introduction of Mayur. Okay, that's so mean of you. Okay, so I met Mayur. To everyone who doesn't know, I met Mayur through Jerry again, and I haven't known Mayur much a lot personally, but I have had couple of interactions with him, and I have been following his content on LinkedIn, and I love your content on LinkedIn, Mayur. I really love it, and you have close to 50K followers now, right? And you have been a very active content creator. I'm gonna now pass this on the baton to Jerry to take this up ahead because he knows you really well and he can uh, take this conversation ahead. And then I have another
Yeah, so
question for you.
actually, I've known Mayur for over 2 years, and we both started our journey on LinkedIn almost at the same time when the pandemic hit, and we were just exploring on how LinkedIn actually can help us in our professional terms as well, as both of us have a full-time job. Along with that, we were exploring new things, and that's when I connected with Mayur and saw he's creating a lot of content around LinkedIn on how actually LinkedIn can help people. And he has conducted multiple cohorts. He has done his own sessions. He's been mentoring a lot of people. He has been sending out guidebooks through Gumroads, and he has been selling a lot and doing a lot of stuff for people who want to try out new things on LinkedIn. And I can see he's just shared his LinkedIn page as well. So if any of you want to follow Mayur, go ahead and follow him on LinkedIn. He's just shared the link on chat box. And so Mayur, coming after the introductions, is coming to the first question as we are talking of LinkedIn. So the only question that I wanted to know from you, why did you think LinkedIn is the perfect platform for you to start your creator journey, and how has it been for you in the last 2 years?
Okay, so honestly, when I started, I didn't thought about okay, LinkedIn is the place where I should be there, or I supposed to be start working on my personal brand or creating content. So when I started in the initial, it's just like a curiosity. So that's where okay, let's try out something new because of we everyone had like a good amount of time apart from work from home situation back then during exactly in the COVID. So I started slowly on LinkedIn, and then I figured out, okay, now this is the place where I want to be, right? Then that freedom I got because of the COVID, that decides the platform. Otherwise, maybe I would have started on maybe Twitter or maybe like Instagram, and then I got stuck because of the type of content I create. That's like a purely or most of the content I create that's based on text post, and I think the LinkedIn is the only platform where you can actually go and write content and you get the reach when you when you create content on consistent basis, right? So LinkedIn gives you reward in terms of impressions and content reach and engagement. So if you're good at content writing, then definitely that's the place. If you're good at creating videos, then that's definitely you should be on TikTok or maybe Instagram. So that's where I started, and then I figured it out on the way. So definitely, if anyone is still figuring out, that's absolutely fine, unless and until you keep doing. And if you definitely will find your platform. Maybe it's LinkedIn, maybe it's Instagram, or maybe Twitter. That's fine, but at least you start going, so you start creating content, and you get to know, okay, now this is where I'm going, and this is where I should be, or this is where I like to be.
That's awesome, Mayur, because one good thing that you've mentioned over here was LinkedIn was giving a lot of organic reach. And I think Divya can vouch for that as well, because I mean, all of us have been creating content around, and we've done from text post, and we've grown a lot through organic approach. So probably that's actually one of the best ways for us to grow on that particular platform. And yeah, Divya, I want to share your experience, or the next question. It's over to you.
Okay. So my experience, you kind of know about my experience, how bad it has been lately. But when it started, it was amazing. A lot of organic reach, a lot of interacting with a lot of people, meeting new people. And like right now, I haven't been consistent, so the reach has been down. But overall, it has been a good experience for me. I met amazing folks like you both. Rajat, Vivan, I got this opportunity with Creator. I did an amazing Creator shoot back in Jan. So it's been an amazing ride. But now coming to the question for Mayur, because it's your session, Mayur. So while you've shared your journey with us about how LinkedIn has been so far for you, I remember very distinctly that LinkedIn one day out of blue just said bye bye Mayur to your account. And how was that whole journey for you? You know, like you had over 40K followers then when your account got banned, right? So how did you, and you did not even use any marketing tools or any automation. So how did you just like figure things out? Just walk us through that journey.
Yeah, so one good thing happened because of this incident, that I realized that only focusing on one platform, that's not good at all. And that's where I started working on Twitter account as well. But when this everything has happened, that doing nothing, it just like happened with me. And maybe because of some glitch or something, they just banned my account. And then when I tried to get back to them, there were a lot of back and forth. I sent a lot of emails. I tried different many ways to get the account back, but 99% when they block you, when they say it's a permanent block, then you definitely don't get account back. But somehow with the community and people around me, they also supported me, and somehow I got my LinkedIn account back. But still, like, we never know what will happen with your account. So always keep in mind that you should move from one platform to another platform once you have like an enough audience. But like back then, I had maybe like a 42,000 followers, if I remember correctly. Then still, I would have moved from like LinkedIn, or maybe like start my Twitter journey back then. Maybe when I had like 25,000 followers. That's 25,000 is like a huge number. So I would have like go and take both the journeys together. Maybe at this time, I would not have crossed 50K on LinkedIn because of the working on both the platforms, but that's absolutely fine. But at least I minimize the risk, right? So of course that was very bad experience, and it was like around 2 to 3 weeks. I was just constantly trying out to get the account back, and somehow I got it back. So yeah. And of course, if you really, if you ever faced any kind of such issues, I already wrote one article where I mentioned all my experience. So definitely you can try multiple ways, because I also tried and I documented everything. So it is available on this article. So you just go read and try out all the different methods in case if your account gets banned, and definitely you'll get it back for sure.
Great, Mayur, because that's a very important thing that you mentioned, that you have actually documented the entire process. And I personally know that you had reached out to multiple people in LinkedIn, and also famous creators out there, on how they got their account back. You reached out to multiple sources. So if any of us face any trouble, that article can be a great resource for all of us to go back and mention. Guys, if you have any question for Mayur, please feel free to drop in the chat box. We'll start taking in the questions midway itself. It's not like a typical webinar wherein you have to wait till the end to take all the questions. We'll keep taking in the questions. So Mayur, along with you mentioned that because of this incident, you also started your journey on other social media channels. Because as being a creator, it's also important to spread out as much as possible, because you cannot be dependent on one platform, as the rules can change any day, anytime. Like for example, even if it's not your fault, the government can come in, play a big role. Like TikTok got banned in India, so it might not even be your fault, but in one day you can lose all the hard work that you have done for a couple of years. So when you're starting with a new platform, what's the strategy that you typically follow when you are moving to a new social media channel? Like you started with Twitter, so maybe you can share that.
Yeah, the first thing and the first step itself, just find your friends from old like other platforms. Let's say I was active on LinkedIn, so I should first, what I did, I searched a lot of known faces on Twitter and I started following them. When they saw my name, definitely when I posted in tweets or something, they started supporting me, and that's how the Twitter journey started. And you get that boost immediately because you already have a base setup. Let's say if you are a fresh content creator, then what happens, no one is know your name or face, so you, even though if you create good content, there is no one to support you. But in this case, you're already known for like a lot of people, they know you by your name, face, and content you create on other platforms. So that really helps you to get that boost in the beginning. And once you have like a momentum, then there's no way to stop you. Like you just go
Right.
and create content. Yeah.
Right. So that's actually a great point out there. Divya, probably you want to take up some questions that we have received.
Yep. So we have the first question from Rajat. He's asking memes versus industry news, which one to post consistently and how it affects your brand. Yeah, मेरे को भी बता दो ये. मेरे को memes में
Okay.
भी बातें हैं.
Yeah, so I think if you're talking about memes, definitely memes are really great way to put your point forward, but it depends on what kind of memes you're using. If you're using like a very really good kind of memes, quality memes, then definitely it doesn't affect your brand. In fact, it strengthens your brand. But if you're just sharing the random memes, that can harm your brand. And if you're talking about industry news, I would prefer to be the first one to share the hot industry news rather than like talking about the same industry news maybe after like 2 days or 3 days. There's no point. Another way, I would pick very old industry news which is still relevant and which is still a lot of people they don't know. So this two way you can share your industry news, and the memes, definitely find the quality memes to share. Even though if you just share one meme per week, that's absolutely fine. But don't just like you want to just share the memes, so you're just randomly picking the memes and just sharing. That's not gonna work.
Right.
I am gonna quickly ask you a question. So you mentioned that sharing quality memes will strengthen your brand. This quality memes is very subjective, and for someone like me who probably has zero knowledge about memes, I don't understand memes at all. How am I supposed to step up my meme game, if I have to?
Yeah, so definitely I'm not the expert in memes, but I can give you like simple tips. That meme should be relevant to your topic or the subject you are talking about. Sometimes what happens, you give some different title and the meme is totally different and there is no correlation between them. So that's happen. And then sometimes the memes are like very relevant, or maybe like they are like not to be used or not to be shared on LinkedIn. It can be okay, you can share it on Twitter, but sometimes like memes that cannot be published on LinkedIn because it's a professional platform, right? So there's a thin border in between them. So you have to recognize that thin border and understand or try out, okay, this meme can go on Twitter, this meme can be good fit for LinkedIn. So yeah.
Jerry, would you like to add something to this?
No, I just want to, I think I want to actually follow up on this, because you just mentioned that if you actually do quality memes, it's actually allowed because that improves the engagement. And I'm sure all of us have experimented with that. So it definitely improves the engagement. But the thing is, and on the same lines, there's a next question that we've got. LinkedIn is becoming more like Insta and Facebook. Do you think it's still good when it comes to business and conversions? Do that still happen, or is it still relevant? So just a question around that.
Yeah. So if you think your LinkedIn newsfeed is looks like Facebook or Instagram, it means you are following wrong people, wrong set of people. You start removing or you start unfollowing those kind of people and start finding people those who create quality content, right? So then it's up to you how you want to see your newsfeed, and you can definitely control your newsfeed. So if you see this is LinkedIn is turning to Instagram or Facebook, that's your problem. That's not LinkedIn's problem.
Yes, and I think there's an also option of like I don't like this on the three dots, the three option side you
Yeah.
get as soon as you open that post. So if you click that, then probably that can also help. Now coming to the next question that we have got again by Srini itself, how many posts do you think per day or per week is acceptable if you're just probably beginning your journey? Because let's talk about budding creators right now. So if someone is just starting their journey, how many posts ideally is good enough for LinkedIn?
Okay, so I think when you are like fresh, you don't have any experience with LinkedIn, then start with observing people, start with reading content. Try to, let's say, like spend as much as more time as possible and see what kind of people are creating content, what type of content they are talking about, what topics they are selecting, and the way they are structuring their content. Spend like 1 or 2 weeks to just reading content and engaging with that kind of content. Start with engaging, and then slowly you can just publish content. So initially maybe let's say like once a week or twice a week, that's fine. But going forward, let's say after 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 1 month, you should increase that frequency. And ideal frequency, once you become like more comfortable creating content, then you should at least maintain one post per day. That's the minimum I would definitely recommend. Of course, you can skip weekends if you want, but I don't recommend to skip weekends as well, because there are people active on LinkedIn during the weekends as well. So you can just target those people, and it depends on your goal. If you really want to grow faster, then you definitely put content every single day. If you are okay with growing slow, then once a week or twice a week, that's absolutely fine.
Right, right. It basically depends on how you actually plan your journey out and how comfortable you are in creating content as well when you are starting new. So that's a great point. Divya, I want to take the next question up.
Yes, I would love to. So we have a question from Nikhil, which reads as, when you went from LinkedIn to other platforms, what was that journey like, and was the content you were sharing across the platforms same or different? Yeah, even I want to know this one. Itadu.
Okay, so of course my Twitter account is still small. I haven't figured out the Twitter growth as such, but what I'm doing, I'm not spending a lot of time on Twitter as such. What I'm doing, I'm just using my LinkedIn content on Twitter, and then it takes not less than like 1 minute to just copy and paste. Like all the comments I write, that directly goes from LinkedIn to Twitter as a tweet, or the content I write goes as is, or maybe I make it a thread or something and then publish directly on Twitter. So that's where I'm also started spending time on Twitter Spaces, right? But yeah, definitely Twitter is always the secondary platform, and LinkedIn always be the primary platform. So yeah,
Yeah, LinkedIn will
my
always be
Twitter growth can be slow, but that's absolutely fine.
right. LinkedIn will
Yeah.
always be your first love. So we can definitely understand that. And coming to the next question as well, like when you're deciding on the number of posts for week or the post for the next week or the schedule, is there any particular day, time, month that you follow, or is it like all random, or is it based on audience? What's the best way to post content? What time and day?
I think if you definitely the baseline is like you should publish content early in the morning, like 9 to between 9 a.m. until 12, maybe like 11 a.m. maybe 12. But if you really want to target people from different time zone, then you can post like 4 p.m. IST or maybe like 5 p.m. IST. That is become morning for let's say USA people. So it depends on what kind of people you want to target, but I definitely recommend you to start with your time zone, publish early in the morning, and publish every day. So you can either create content in a batch, or maybe you can create content every day, but try to publish early in the morning.
Right. Divya, I want to take up the next question.
Yes, I would love to. So, पहले तो guys, sorry power cut हो गया, but somehow I have the network, so I'm not sure how much you can see me. But yeah, Bangalore में भी power cut होता है. Yeah, we have a question from Rajat. How to grow organically? There are people group community that ask people to engage on their posts, the typical link sharing that we do, right? So uh, they put their links on social media. That's kind of cross promoting. So how does this affect the reach reach, and how is it advisable to do that?
Okay, so there are a couple of questions. Whatever we are talking so far, those are the tactics which I used to grow organically. So you can use the same. Like there is no, I haven't used any paid advertisement yet, or I definitely not recommend anyone to use paid advertisement. It's absolutely possible to grow organically on LinkedIn, right? And then there's another question that a group community asks people to engage on their post. Okay, so
Right.
that's called as a pods. It's kind of a engagement pods. It's also known as the engagement pods, where
Right.
you have a community already built, or maybe you join some XYZ community, and then when you create content, you just publish, copy the link to that particular post, and then publish it, paste it on your group, and then people in the group, they just come and directly click on that link and start engaging. Either it can be happen automatically with the software or automated tool, or maybe people can do it manually. So this is good when you, at least in the beginning stage, but it's not good in long term.
Right.
And
Right.
whatever you're doing, if you're using like a automated software, that's against LinkedIn policy. So if LinkedIn finds out you are doing something like this, they definitely, or they might block your account. So of course, it's a risk. But if you are doing manually, let's say you have a group, maybe on Facebook group, or no, Instagram, not Instagram, maybe like Telegram group, or maybe WhatsApp group, that's absolutely fine. You can just copy and paste. But yeah, it's okay to do it early in the your journey, but it's not recommend to use for the long term, because even though if you create group and have like a 50 or maybe like a 5,000 people, when you start that particular group, it might work for like a one month or 2 month, but after 2 months no one gonna engage with that kind of post, because everyone start just pasting their link and that's it. No one want to engage with any other post. So that's
Right.
definitely fails. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, can totally understand. Before we move to actually more questions like that, I want to ask something which is completely different, which actually no creator talks about, or very few creators openly talk about it. So I just want to check with you, like we know the positives, we know all the good things that LinkedIn provides us, or a creator journey provides us. But what are the common challenges that you have faced? Because I know since you have a full-time job, it's not easy creating content and managing work. Managing these two things takes a lot of time, because both of them require equal efforts and mindset as well. So apart from all the good and positive stuff, what are the challenges that you faced, and you would probably want to talk about it, so that at least the upcoming creators are aware about it and do not feel like, okay, aisa bhi hota hai, I've never thought of it, let me just stop my journey. So any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so think about this. If you're working in 9 to 5, that's fine. You are not gonna use that time. But after 5 o'clock or after 6 o'clock, whatever it is, your timing, right? What you do usually, you go to, maybe like you use you watch Netflix, or maybe you go to YouTube and watch some videos, right? You just have to utilize few minutes every day to create content. That's it. Maybe like 30 minutes or 1 hour. So if you have a system which is like every day you spend only 15 minutes to gather ideas, that's more than enough for you to gather, like let's say 5 or maybe 10 ideas per day. And at the end of the week, you can sit for like a 2 hours or maybe 4 hours, whatever it is. Like if you are a newbie, it might take 4 hours to write, let's say 7 LinkedIn posts, because you already have ideas. You just need to work on, you just need to research a little bit more and write down 7 LinkedIn posts, right? So in the beginning, it might take 4 hours, but once you like repeat that process again and again, then it will take like 1 hour or 2 hours. Like right now, I just write 7 LinkedIn posts in 1 hour, right? And I do it during the weekends. So I have a free weekend. Of course, I just utilize 1 hour. That's it. So there is no big time commitment needed. Only thing is small time commitment, but it's needed every single day. Let's say 15 minutes per day, it means 15 minutes per day and 1 hour at the end of the week. So maybe like a Saturday or Sunday. You just have to sit for 1 hour or 2 hour, write content and just schedule it. That's it. So definitely, if you're really interested into content creation, or you want to start your journey, then you'll find that 15 minutes or 1 hour during the weekend. Otherwise, you'll make excuses for sure.
So with that, I'm going to quickly add a follow-up question, and one that's coming from our chat as well. That is, how to get ideas every day, even if you want to spend those 15 minutes. What are the major sources of getting ideas, especially when you're starting out?
Yeah, so when you're searching ideas, start with your own life journey, start your own activity, whatever you're doing throughout the day. You can just open, you can use any note-taking app on mobile, right? When you are traveling, when you are having conversations, or when you are attending some kind of classes or sessions like this, you just take few notes, right? And then at the end of the week, think about that particular note, and you can just elaborate that, or maybe do some research, more research, and create LinkedIn posts. That can be a good topic, right? So you don't have to go outside. You just observing your life, your activity, whatever you are doing, and then you're collecting the ideas. That's the one way of doing it. Another way, you can find ideas using tools or websites, right? You can use any website, even though like a newspaper itself. If you are reading newspaper, you get a lot of content ideas. So you just need to collect and store it in one single place. That's called as a note-taking system. So you should have a central location where you store all your ideas, and whenever you actually start writing content, you just pick very specific 7 or 8 ideas and start writing. Of course, you need to do some research, because you maybe just pointed out or you just wrote few pointers. But if you have like a rough or good enough ideas with the explanation, then you don't need to do some research. It's just like everything is there in the draft. You just have to go read those pointers, read some articles, and then that's it. You just start writing your content.
Okay, so like while I can be doing a lot of initially I might be sharing stories from my life, and that can get me good traction. But the moment you shift your niche, content towards your niche, there are chances that you might not get too much of engagement, right? That's the dark side of the LinkedIn. So do you want to throw some light on that? And then I'll be making a special announcement for everyone here.
Okay, so there is ups and downs, right? You'll not get every time 100 likes or 100 comments. There are sometimes you get 10 likes. That's absolutely fine. Your goal is to create content every single day. That's it. And you don't need to see result every day. You can just have a look at your analytics at the end of the month or at the end of the week. That's it. But you should give yourself at least like a 1 year to write content and see what's happening with your account, where your entire journey is going, right? So there will be chances that you might get 10 likes, and that's absolutely fine. It means that next time you are not going to talk about that particular topic, or you're not going to follow that particular structure, then you're not going to follow that particular things you just tried out. So it means you just eliminated that option, and then you're just going to repeat what is working or what has worked for you in the past.
Okay. So to this, because we're talking about this whole ideation and topics, I'm picking up a question from Rajat, like how to find the topic of content, and like if you have interest in multiple topics, should you be posting on all of those topics, or should you be niching down?
Yeah, so whatever you talk about, you can talk anything, but the end goal should be very niched. So you have to understand, or you have to define your niche first, okay? And you want to be known for example, I want to be known for LinkedIn growth, right? So whatever topic I choose, for example, from this example, I can talk about personal finance or marketing or consulting, right? But at the end of the content, I should somehow link that topic, link that story towards LinkedIn growth, and that should be the goal, right? So that's why you should have one niche, and then you can choose any topic, or you can choose any story you want to talk about, and just make it relevant towards your niche or towards your topic you want to known for.
Thank you for that, Mayur. And I guess that really helps all of us here, at least helps me, and I hope it helps Rajat as well if he's still here. And the special announcement I want to make, and then Jerry's going to add on to it, hopefully. So is that the auction is live. This auction is about starts with a base price of 100, wherein you have to bid for you to become part of the exclusive community. We are going to cap this to 100 people only, and the earlier you bid, you can get in at a lower price, because with every bid the price is going to keep on increasing, and you don't really want to miss out on the lowest prices and grab the same deal at the earliest. So the auction is live. Go right there and start bidding, and we would love to see you all inside this exclusive community, and then you will have access to Mayur's brain, my brain, Jerry's brain, and all the other creators who would be coming up in this following episodes of this series. Jerry, anything to add?
Yes, so I think this is a new community that we are building, which is exclusively for creators and by creators. It's not like some famous guy out there is building. It's all like, it's simple as like all of us are on a journey right now. We have experienced a lot in the last 2 years of creating content and across multiple channels. It's not only restricted to LinkedIn. It will be covered for all channels. It can be as niche from Quora as well, from Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. So we are trying to bring in all big creators who are making it big there. And we are trying to build a community. So if you are really interested to be a part of this community, it will be a Discord special community. So we are creating that. If you want to be a part of it, please go ahead and bid on it. Mayur and all other speakers who are going to come will already be a part of it. So you can feel free to ask a question. We'll try and organize once in 2 months, we'll try and organize a group meet as well. Since it's Discord, everything is possible there. You can have an audio call, you can have a video call. So you don't need to switch between multiple platforms. So that's an advantage of this community. And feel free to ping like bug us over there as well. So that's our goal, wherein we can help other creators, budding creators, and we can provide our guidance with whatever we have learned. That's the basic idea of the community. So that was the special announcement that all of us wanted to make here. And yeah, thank you for that. And over to you, Divya, for the next question set.
Thank you, Jerry, so much for adding on to all of those pointers about community and giving everyone a clarity. So I'm going to take up 2 more last questions, and then we'll quickly move to this game that I'm super excited about. Okay. So this question is from Amy. She's asking how to move my Facebook followers to LinkedIn, and can we use any scheduler for LinkedIn?
Of course, yeah. You can use any scheduler to just copy or maybe use the same content to publish on LinkedIn and Facebook. If you're talking about LinkedIn groups, then you can just write post talking about your LinkedIn profile and encourage every group member to just go and follow or maybe connect with you on LinkedIn. So that's how you can just move people from Facebook to LinkedIn. But there is a problem. It's not happen when if you have, even though if you have like a 50,000 or like 100,000, 100K followers on Facebook, moving people from one platform to another platform is definitely a challenging task. So you might get only like 1,000 or 2,000, but that's absolutely fine. At least it gives you in the boost in the beginning itself. So you can just try out, either talk about your profile or maybe directly add CTA like, okay, I have just started my LinkedIn journey. If anyone is on LinkedIn, happy to connect. Something like that. So keep it simple and everyone can see, and then directly click on that particular link and connect with you.
Okay. So, okay. Vivan's comment just like kind of distracted me.
Vivan, yeah, which is like free pizza to every member of the community. Maybe it's just a rumor.
Okay, I was going to ask you a question. I'm like, okay, what is this? Okay, so we're going to take up this last question by Ganesh, where he's asking any tips on getting more engagement on the posts you have. So I'm believing the existing content or the previously published content. Us pe engagement kaise lana hai?
Yeah, so there's a very basic formula. If you want to get the engagement, you should start engaging with other people's content. Very one-on-one formula. It's not like a big science rocket or something. What you need to do, you just go out, engage with a lot of other creators' content, and then eventually when you start creating content and when they see your content, they definitely engage back to you. That's how you can get the immediate boost within the 1 hour, And then after 1 hour, everything is up to like an algorithm to whom your content needs to be shown. So it depends on how you engage with others' content. So if you want engagement, start engaging with others' content. Otherwise, you just think about, okay, now I'm creating content, I am publishing content every single day, but that's not the only way, or that's not the end, right? You still need to engage with others' content. That's how you create engagement on your content.
So a quick thing that I would like to add there is to have meaningful engagement with people. Like you just can't go on commenting, I agree, I disagree, that's a great post, etc. Because a lot of people tend to do that. You need to be adding value while you are engaging with other people's posts. And that's how you will get
Yes.
valuable engagement on your post as well.
Yeah, the best way
Anything more
to the best way to engage, find out like 10 to 20 people and start engaging with their content every single day. Just find out the people, those who create content every day, so you can just go there, and you should know the timing as well when they usually post the content. So, and whenever you open LinkedIn, just go find their profile and start engaging with them. So whenever they see your content, you get, think about this now, if you really follow this and you are engaging with 20 people every single day, same 20 people every single day, when you create content, you definitely get 20 out of at least 15 comments from those people. And these are like a big creators, or maybe like a good number of followers they have, because they have been creating content on daily basis. So you get that advantage.
Okay, so that's a value added tip right there. And nowadays you have this notification option for the profiles that you would want to, get notified when they're posting. I have it turned on for a couple of creators, and that's a really great way. Okay, a bid of 100 has been placed for the FCBC community. Yay! I love you
We have
guys so much.
we've received
Okay,
two
so-
bids already, so thanks for that.
Yeah, just start accepting, and this is gonna go up. So guys, you guys wanna make this ASAP. Just do this fast so that you can grab it at the lowest price, because the price is not going down. Okay, that
Can you give
that's
them a
what-
shout out? Can't you see the
Yeah.
name there? Oh,
Yeah, I'm just checking for the names.
okay,
just-
okay.
Okay. Okay, so meanwhile you're checking, Jerry, should I move to the game?
Yup, please.
Do you wanna take the game?
Yes, I'll ask one question, then it's then it's your turn for that. So Mayur, I really wanted to ask you one question. As we know that a lot of people are great creators. We aspire, we look up to them. So which are the 3 creators that you look up to? And if you get a chance to live their life for one day, who are those 3 creators?
Okay, so in terms
This
of
is a rapid
create-
fire, FYI. फटाफट सोचना नहीं, मतलब फटाफट होना चाहिए.
Okay, what happens, we see like a lot of content creators, but we just known with their face, with their profile picture specifically, but not with the name. But yeah, of course, I can tell maybe like few creators. The first one maybe Gary Vee, definitely, and then maybe Vaibhav Susinthi. That's the second one, and then third one maybe I don't know. At least these 2.
Come
For
on,
sure.
there will be
Yeah,
one. There should be
बताना
one.
पड़ेगा.
No. I
बताना
एक
पड़ेगा.
तो होगा. सोचो. It's okay. Take
मैं
your time.
maybe Raj Shamani.
Okay. Yeah, not
Okay,
bad. That's a good
cool.
one. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so जेरी, मुझे जल्दी से हम लोग को उनके नाम बता दो. The 2 amazing people have placed the bid, please.
हाँ, मैं
Figure out
check
the name.
करता हूँ.
Okay. So, Mayur, the next question for you. Again, now this is going to be super like rapid fire. Jerry was kind enough to let you give an explanation. I am not that kind of person. Okay. So, LinkedIn or Twitter?
LinkedIn.
3 emotions that you went through when LinkedIn banned your account. The day you received that notification.
I remember Twitter and Instagram more, because I thought I should have started a little bit early. So I always remember, okay, now not LinkedIn, then maybe Twitter and Instagram, or some other platform, but Twitter and Instagram, that's a two platform I definitely can in my mind.
Okay, but like, were you like, shit, what am I supposed to do now?
The next question.
Next question, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you have lived in India as well, right? And then you moved out to where you're right now. I forgot the place, but yeah. So create a life outside India was.
just a minute, Divya. So मयूर भाई नॉर्वे में है, वहाँ पे नॉर्दर्न लाइट्स भी दिखा रहे हैं. So this is a famous tagline that we've used across all Twitter spaces that Mayur has joined in. So if I see Mayur on any Twitter space, I join in and I ask this question. So Mayur is from Norway. If any one of you want to see northern lights, Mayur can help you out there.
यार मेरे को देखना है, मेरी बहुत दिली तमन्ना है, मुझे ले चलो प्लीज. या मुझे
Same.
बोल दो दिव्या तुम आ जाओ, मैं आ जाऊंगी.
यार डेफिनेटली आ जाओ, मुझे भी देखना है, साथ में ही देख लेंगे सब लोग.
चलो Vivan sponsor the trip please. Thank you. Okay, I'll move to the next question. So create a life outside India or create a life in India?
It
And
depends
why?
on if you're a full-time creator or like a part-time creator, it depends on what kind of you're doing. If you're a full-time employee, then it's really difficult to find time during the day, because your half of the time goes because of the traveling time, and then rest of the time you spend working in the office. So that's the challenge I see when people working from India. But that's not the issue when you're working from outside India. I only have 8 hours of working hours, and it's just like maybe like 30 to 40 minutes for the traveling. That's it. So I can use my rest of the time to create content or do whatever I want. So that's the biggest difference I feel living in the India and living outside India as a creator.
Okay. Your next question is full-time job. So since you're a full-time, you have a full-time job. And you're a part-time creator. So do you want to going down the line do a more full-time job or become a full-time creator?
The day I start earning more from my part-time, I definitely do that. But I don't think so it's gonna happen. So maybe it will be there for like at least few years, 5 or 10 years. I don't know. But yeah.
Okay. I guess these are all the questions that we had. Did I miss out on anything?
No, I think you
No.
covered all that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
we
Mayur,
have.
just one more thing. Like before I know we are over time. So before we just almost end the session, any final thoughts that you want to say for any creator who's starting the journey on LinkedIn? Anything that you want to share?
Yeah, so definitely I see a lot of questions which is like somehow related to how you can grow on LinkedIn or how you can grow your followers on LinkedIn. So for this, what I'm doing, I have been working on one of the ebook which is gonna distribute tomorrow. So that's where I'm putting all my 50 actionable tips, because I'm celebrating 50,000 followers on LinkedIn. So definitely just connect with me, or maybe just send me a message, or maybe send message to Jerry or Divya, and you'll get that ebook for free, right? So, and beyond that, if you have any questions, just reach out to me, just send me a message on LinkedIn, and you'll get the answer for sure. So if you're really interested in growing your account or taking LinkedIn seriously, what I would definitely recommend is that start creating content, even though don't feel that, okay, I'm not a writer, so how I can write content. You don't need to be a writer to write content on LinkedIn. That you just need to create content, and along the way, you become a good writer. So start creating content, and you'll get what you want.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And Divya, over to you. You want to say any final words before we close the episode and move on to and get ready for our next episode?
Final episode, final words, it seems. Okay. No, I don't really have anything exactly to say, but I would like to thank Mayur for joining in us and accepting our invite as the first guest speaker. This really means a lot to me and Jerry both. It's a big motivation booster for both of us, and it was fun having you here. People are clearly loving you because they have been placing bid here and they want to be a part of the community so that they can pick your brain, of course. So thank you so much, Mayur, for joining in and being part of this candid conversation. It was an absolute pleasure. I loved it.
Thank you so much for joining in, Mayur, again. And I know it was a very short notice that we gave you. It was like, hey, can you do it at 8 p.m. on this and this day? And you were like so candid about it, and you were honest, and you accepted it. So thank you so much for joining in for our first episode. And I mean, we are always connected. So you know me that we'll always be bugging each other on WhatsApp and multiple other places. But yeah, it will be a great to have you also on board for our community, wherein if anyone has doubts regarding LinkedIn, we can happily share those resources on that community so that all of us can learn together and grow together. So thank you so much for being a part of the first episode.
Thank you so much for inviting.
Thank
And the
you.
people, those who joined, thank you so much for joining. And yeah, see you on LinkedIn.
See you.
Thank
Bye
you so
bye,
much,
everyone.
everyone. Thanks for joining
Bye.
in. Have
Thank
a
you.
great
And
time. Good
continue
night.
placing the bid because the prices are gonna go up and we just have like 100 spots and we're gonna cap it at 100.
Yeah, and
Just
the
take
auction
note.
ends in the next 14 days. So
Yeah.
I think the current bid rate is now 121. So
Yeah.
guys, it's moved from above 100. So we've got 4 bids. So continue being a part of the community. If you think this community can help you in your journey, be a part of it and grow with us. So thanks everyone for joining in.
Thank
All
you
right.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thanks guys. Bye.
Bye.